So we have personal empowerment and self-development. What do you think of when you think personal empowerment? Because most classes will say, oh, we're a self-defense class and a personal empowerment class. What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Confidence.
Confidence, absolutely. So you have confidence. Confidence. What else?
Ability.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track.
You know what?
Possibly. Kind of know what to do. Have a format, maybe.
Evaluate.
Yeah, evaluation. But again, personal. So evaluate. Yeah, that's all good stuff. What's that? Did I hear another one?
No.
Oh. So you have self-development, you have confidence, you have evaluation, kind of knowing what to do. Those are all really good things. Another thing that I think is implied is that the skills are transferable to other areas of your life, right? So unfortunately, in this category, not a lot of skills are transferable. You're not going to use your physical skills a tremendous amount of the time unless you're a professional, right? If you're a cop or a military person, you might. If most individuals don't. Drawing boundaries, yeah, you would probably use that to different degrees of variances. Most of the time when you're talking this aspect of it, it's very hard boundaries. It's already, something has already gone on to the point where we're like, no, stop, that's it. There's a lot of interaction previous to that. You probably use a lot more of conflict management as personal empowerment and self-development in your life, more so than actually the assault prevention. Not looking like a good target is awesome, it's great. Being aware and you're not looking like you'd be an easy victim, that type of thing. And like I said, we'll talk about that more in a minute. But these are a good basis, there's a good base there. But a lot of it really deals with the conflict management, the things that are transferable. Conflict management you'll utilize in your relationships, at work, at school, with your teachers, when you have children, with your spouse, with your coworkers, with clients. I mean, you'll use it your entire life, bad or good, right? And another thing that is rarely talked about in personal empowerment, and it isn't even implied, what does post-traumatic stress syndrome or stress disorder mean to you? PTSD, what does it mean?
Something happened in your life that you haven't really gotten over and you have flashbacks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Affects you.
It does, very good. That's a good definition. There are three main things with PTSD. A lot of people who come back from the war have PTSD, but they're not the only people. Any traumatic experience that you have in your life, you could get PTSD, right? And that can, well, for instance, let's say you go to a 7-Eleven and you get held up at gunpoint by a guy with purple hair who's left-handed. So now every time you go by a 7-Eleven, you have a panic attack maybe, or you avoid him. Every time you see a guy with purple hair and left-handed, you think, bad guy, even though he may not be. It works in a lot of different social ways, and I have a whole different cross-cultural seminar going more into that. It deals with prejudice. What it is, it's a survival mechanism. You know, you being able to profile threats very quickly to survive. And that's good when you utilize it for a tool like that. It's bad when it bleeds into other things, like PTSD. There's three main things with post-traumatic stress disorder. One is, like you were saying, you have something very bad happen to you. Maybe you were raped, maybe you were assaulted, maybe you just verbally or emotionally abused, maybe you almost died, or you could have in a circumstance. That's one aspect. Another aspect is you hurt somebody badly. You can get PTSD, right? Even if it's justified. Even if you were in the right to defend yourself physically, you still could get PTSD from doing that because you don't have a good alignment on why, right? It's when you lose that alignment. And then the third thing is if you're in an environment where people around you are getting hurt emotionally, physically, and you see this, and the closer you are to that person, the more your chance of having that happen. You know, if it's someone you know, you're more inclination to get emotionally involved. So what happens is you have a better chance of experiencing PTSD. So those are the three things that contribute to that. Why do you think that's important in the discussion we're having today? Two reasons. Two main reasons.
Because that you can interfere with making clear decisions.
Possible.
Or
Yeah, possible.
evaluating situations.
Absolutely. That's very possible. Another thing that it will do, it's after the fact. What happens to your life after the fact? Whether you're attacked or not, how does that work after? And your ability to physically and emotionally defend yourself. Because if you're able, or something happens to you, how do you get over it to move on with your life? And let's say you get in a situation and you have to defend yourself, or you know something bad could have happened. How does that affect you after the fact? So it's very important, because these are real issues, and we'll get into the real risks in a minute also. So PTSD is very important to address, and that really deals with correct alignment, universal values, rather than relative values. And this deals with how you view other people, how you view circumstances, how you view actions. It's rarely talked about, but it's very important.